Hi friends and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today's tutorial is about which tool you choose when selecting objects. So Photoshop provides multiple tools for selecting objects or making selections. So in this tutorial we will see how you can choose the best tool in Adobe Photoshop. So without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, I have multiple images opened here in Adobe Photoshop. I will press Ctrl Tab to show you all of the images and what tool works best on these. So for selecting objects or pixels in Adobe Photoshop, we have marquee tools, the rectangular marquee tool, elliptical marquee tool. Then we have the lasso tools, the simple lasso tool, polygonal lasso tool, and the magnetic lasso tool. Then we have object selection tool, which is new in Adobe Photoshop latest versions. Then we have quick selection tool and magic wand tool. Furthermore, these are not the only options, but even you can use the pen tool for selecting objects. Pen tool is not just for creating shapes, but you can also select things with the pen tool. And trust me, this is a very powerful tool when selecting complicated objects. Then we have the old good select and mask, which is available when you choose the quick selection tool or even the magic wand tool from the toolbar. So we have select and mask, we have select subject, which is also a new tool in Adobe Photoshop CC versions. Then we have the color range as well. So with all these tools, the question is, what should we try and which works best? I already created a tutorial few days back which is about combining pen tool with the select and mask to create more powerful selections. But let's just start with this image and see what is the best tool for selecting this cup. So if I choose one of the marquee tools like rectangular marquee tool or elliptical marquee tool, there's no way I can select this cup on this image. So let's try the lasso tool. No way, man. Even if you are zoomed to 100 or 200%, this will do no good. I will press Ctrl D to remove the selection once again. With the polygonal lasso tool, this is also impossible. So suppose if I zoom into this like this and do something like this, keep doing that and keep panning up the image, there's a chance that sometime I will miss a spot, and even when the cut is finished, you will have some pointy edges at the end. So let me just press escape key to cancel the lasso tool selection. What about the magnetic lasso tool? Actually, magnetic lasso tool works based on contrast between background and the subject. So if I start dragging with the magnetic lasso tool, you can see it's doing pretty well, but where there is not enough contrast like here, it may miss some area. So no, this won't help. Remember, the magnetic lasso tool is a contrast based selection tool, just like the quick selection tool. So if I try and use the quick selection tool here, this is far better, and this is also one of my favorite selection tools, but somehow it also misses where there is not enough contrast between the background and the subject. So like this, as you can see, here is a very little contrast between the subject and the background, so it misses from here, even though you can always press and hold down the Alt key and paint on the area you don't want, but sometimes it gets really annoying and there's no way you can use the quick selection tool as well. So what I recommend here is to use the old good classic pen tool. Choose the pen tool, make sure it says path in the options, zoom in, click somewhere, hold down the Alt key to create a curved path, then click, do that again, hold down the Alt key and drag, left click, repeat the same, and you are good to go. Doesn't matter if there is a lot of contrast between the subject and the background, because your eyes can see things which computers can't. So wherever you make a mistake like this one, just hold down the Control key to move this anchor point and drag it downwards. See? And you can repeat this process until your selection is fully completed. This tutorial is not about the pen tool selections, so if you want to look at that, see the tutorial linked below in the description. And I will move now to the next image. So here we know the best method for selecting this object is pen tool. We will move to the next image, and here we have only two colors. One is red and the other is yellow. So for such kind of images, you can always use the magic wand tool. Shortcut key for the magic wand tool is W on your keyboard, and you can simply click a color to select it only if it is a single color. So if I click on the yellow one, the yellow is automatically selected. The only setting for the magic wand tool which you should consider is the tolerance in the options bar. Make sure it is almost 32 and something like that. So it clearly selects a single color within no time. So magic wand tool is only a color based selection tool, unlike magnetic lasso tool and quick selection tool. I will move to the next image, and here we have a woman with some complicated hair. So let's see what is our best bet here. There's no way we can use the lasso tools or the magic wand. Let's try the quick selection tool here, and I think it will do some good job like this, as this is a contrast based selection tool. But if we try to cut our subject by clicking on the add a layer mask icon on the layers panel, you can see this is terrible. So I will press Ctrl Z, and the best method here is go to select and mask and refine the hair using this tool, refine edge brush tool. Increase the brush size and paint over the edges of the hair. What this tool actually does is it removes the color fringes or background within the hair. Hit OK, and now if we click add a layer mask, you can see now we have much better selection. If we have fine-tuned it more, we could get even far more better result. So I will move to the next image. Now we have a tree and sky in the background. So what should we do here? What is the best method of removing sky from the background? As you can see, the sky is all over the tree, also showing up from the leaves as well. So the best method here is double click your layer to unlock it, then double click once again to open up the blending options, and make sure the blending options on the left is selected, and blend if says blue. Now it's time to move the slider on the right towards the left side, which will start removing the blue color, and hold down the Alt key to smooth out the transition. Hit OK, and now if I create a new layer, bring it below the tree layer and fill it with a dark gray color by pressing Alt backspace. You can see a lot of blue is now removed, but if we double click once again on the top layer and bring this slider towards left a little more like this, a lot of blue is gone. So This is the method of removing complicated background from subjects. This also works for hair, but instead of choosing blue within the blending option, you must choose gray if the background color of your subject is white or black. So I will quickly move to the next example here. Now we have 6 logos on one image. Same thing here should be done. You should use the magic wand tool by pressing W and clicking the white color. Unlock the layer by clicking the lock icon, and now if I press the delete key on my keyboard, you can see the white color is gone, even though it still remains here. So select it again and press delete once again. I will press Ctrl Z to undo the background remove. And there's another option of the magic wand tool I want to discuss with you guys, which is contiguous. If I uncheck this will select all the white color within all of the image. So if I click anywhere on the white color, notice how the white inside the red circle and this logo is also selected. So now if I press the delete key, white color from entire image is gone. So once again, magic wand tool comes to rescue. Press Ctrl tab to go to the final example here. Now what should we do here? If I choose the magic wand tool and select the white color, let me just check the contiguous option so it won't select the whites within the car. Click on the white outside, unlock this layer, press the delete key, and the white color is gone, but the problem here is the shadow still exists. So if I create a new layer, drop it down, fill it with gray, you can see the shadow looks not okay. So I will press Ctrl Z to undo the removal of the background. What should we do here is we should go with the pen tool once again. So to cut this in short, use the pen tool when there is not enough contrast between the subject and the background. Use magic wand tool when you only want to select a single color, and use lasso tools only when you already have the subject cut out from the background and you want to fine-tune selections. This also applies for the marquee tools as well. So in next tutorial, I will try to bring all these selection methods all together and bring them in practical, so you better understand what to exactly choose and when to choose it. So the last two options or selection methods here which remain are the quick mask, which is, in my opinion, is the king of selections. So to enter the quick mask mode, you can simply press the Q key on your keyboard, and if you now look at the layers panel, your current layer is of red color, which means you are in quick mask mode. But if you look at the toolbar on the left side, you can see the icon of the quick mask mode is selected. So if you don't want to press the Q key, you can also click this icon to enter or exit the quick mask mode. The quick mask mode only supports neutral colors, black, white and gray. So to select anything, just select the brush tool, just like when you're working with the layer mask. Increase the brush size and start painting with black or white depending on the options of your quick mask mode. The options can be changed for the quick mask mode by double clicking this quick mask icon, and from here you can choose if the masked areas are of red color or the selected areas, and even you can change the mask color. But for now we will click cancel and enter the quick mask mode by pressing the Q key and start painting on the car. You can always right click and adjust the hardness and brush size according to the situation, and when you are done, you can press the Q key once again to get out of the quick mask mode, which will show you how well you did. And the final method here is the select by color range, which selects by color range. So basically it works something like the magic wand tool. When you click somewhere on your image, it tries to select all of that color. But if you increase the fuzziness slider, then it will select more of that. If I press this icon with the plus sign and start clicking on the blues, it will select all shades of blue color. Now if I hit OK, you can see it almost tried to select all of the blue colors. So if I move to the next example, and now if I go to the color range, and from select, if I choose skin tones, hit OK, you see it tried to select the skin tones within the image, even though it selected the hair and some other stuff as well in the image. So not every tool is perfect. So hope this tutorial helped you in choosing what selection method or tools to choose when going for selections.